Hello and welcome to MLB The Show 19 and the Jason Parham Road to the Show. I'm Tyrant Saber. Last time out, Jason faced off against the Giants and lost his nice little lossless streak. Pitched for 7 innings, allowing only 1 run on 3 hits, collecting 9 strikeouts. Still, his team couldn't collect the win, and they wound up losing 0-1. So, it is what it is. Let's just keep going. Got a bullpen day. Let's see what we can do here. Break cap, arm strength, maybe. I mean, you'd think he has a pretty strong arm already, but apparently not. Clubhouse, yeah. Rivalry, maybe let's work on the rivalry. I don't know. Let's just make friends with Jorge Soler. Not feeling good about his recent performance at the plate, tempting to panic, keep a cool head, you'll find your footing. Appreciate your leadership, blah, 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 blah. Get a little more out here. Another clubhouse day. It'll bring us Francisco Anaya, maybe. Get up to pro status with him. Our team goes through ups and downs. How we respond is what matters. Don't quite make it to bro status with Anaya, but we are inching closer to the top of the captain tree and thus a filled out perk tree. So that should bring us out here against the Los Angeles Dodgers in Dodger Stadium. Now, Jason has faced the Dodgers a grand total of 20 times in 13 starts. He has an 8-3 record against them, a 2.81 ERA, and a 2.42 WOBA. So, unsatisfied with that stat line. You know, always you want to see the numbers go down, not up, but the numbers are what they are, so we are going to have to get out here and get... They put Boyce Fuller and Luis Sardinas on waivers? Good God. No wonder these Dodgers have like fewer than 50 wins. Let's get out here and get it.
Beautiful summer night in Southern California from Dodger Stadium. Tonight, Game 2 of this 3-game weekend series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Going to be an interesting contrast in styles in this one as one of baseball's hardest throwers goes head-to-head with a top finesse arm. Next, Julio Urias, a Mexican-born lefty, is the man on the mound in this
What the hell did they do to his hair?
What do you got?
Hey, this guy's had a real solid season up to this point. ERA under 3.5, which is saying something in these high-scoring games we see now in the game of baseball. This guy knows how.
All right, so that'll bring Jason out here after Philadelphia fails to get so much as a single hit across in the top of the first. So he gets to come out here and try to make amends in the bottom. Let's go.
First pitch on its way.
Chops away the curveball, first pitch, and that is strike 1.
These Phillies, as they enter play here tonight, fellas, they've been mired in a team-wide slump of late, as with the loss last time out, they've now dropped 8 of their last 9 decisions.
Yeah, guys, dropping yesterday was a heartbreaker without question. But you know what? You find a way. You show up
Him a
to the yard
fastball
today,
up and
get
away.
out of the cab, and you watch countless
Misses
hours of
up.
video, and you try and
Ball 1.
formulate a game plan to get this back to 500. 1-1 to start the road trip, and you're moving in the right direction.
This is hit the other way
Off the end of the bat, and that is going to be just a pop fly to left field, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Now a moment for the Los Angeles Dodgers starting lineup. Mark, what's your take on him against one of the best starters in the game?
Yeah, Matty, you take a look at this lineup. The one thing that jumps out is the fact that they are last in stolen bases. They are station to station trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark, trying to get in good counts and drive the baseball out of the yard to create their runs.
Next up for Los Angeles, Tim LeCastro. First at bat for him in this one. He was 1 for 4 with a double in the ball game last night.
All right, where do you want that one? Up and in, huh? Okay, cutter up and in coming up.
First pitch of the at-bat on
Tim LeCastro, 211 on the year, called ball 1. Pretty good spot, honestly, but they didn't
He wanted that
call it
pitch right
as
there,
such.
but I can tell you
Tim
as an
LeCastro,
offensive player,
really
I'd
the only
rather give
player
you 6
on
inches
this,
off
well,
east-west
one of two
than
players
have you
on
roll a
this
high fastball.
Dodgers lineup that actually has a batting average worthy of any kind of compliment. Hitting 300 against Jason in his prior 20 plate appearances. Slugging 450, good for a WOBA of about 318. So that's a good number for anybody, especially against Jason.
Now here's the pitch.
One other player on this team who hits a little better than he does, but we'll get to him in a little bit. Curveball swung on and missed for strike 2, and now the call is for a fastball up and in.
Fairly standard strike zone most of the time, but he's definitely a pitcher's umpire.
And strike 3 taken. Have a seat and get comfortable, sir. That is going to be the first strikeout on the day for Jason and the second out of the inning.
Boy, he's having a hard time just putting the ball in play right now. He took the hat trick with 3 strikeouts yesterday, and here's another one today. Looks to me like he just needs to simplify his approach and focus on making...
Okay, bringing up Kyle Schwarber, number 4 in the National League with home runs. Despite that, he does have 3 home runs against Jason, so he is mashing pretty good, but other than that, we are talking about a 161 batting average and a 212 OBP, so not ideal numbers.
Infield shifted well to
Give him a
the right.
two-seamer up and in. Taken, strike 1.
Good pitch on the inside corner for strike 1.
One of my favorite pitches in the game right there, the old Greg Maddux equalizer. Started at the front hip and bring it back.
2 out, nobody on.
Get a good one up there, huh?
Give him a curveball, bottom part of the zone. Not that you want to put a curveball anywhere else, really, but except maybe in the dirt. But nonetheless, swung on and fouled off for strike 2.
Here it comes, 0-2.
This one's pinpoint accurate. Swung on and missed. Not a chance. Strikeout number 2 on the day for Jason, and that is going to end the inning.
We are still scoreless. So here now is the pitcher, Jason Parham.
All right, well, Jason gets a chance here, top 2. We get 2 outs and runners on first and second.
There we go, guys. Come on.
Hoping to limit the damage, here's the pitch. Liner towards
And
second.
unfortunately, Jason just happens to line out to second.
Phillies will have to be content with just the 1.
So Phillies pull ahead 1-0 in the top of the second. We will go ahead and go to the bottom of the second. Jason gets to defend a lead.
Leading off the inning, Boyce Fuller, as they'll look to get
And big
something
Boyce
going here
Fuller,
to even
as I
this spread.
said, apparently the Dodgers have put him on waivers, which is, baseball speak for saying we don't want you on the main roster. Depending on what happens, another team could either claim him off waivers and he can move to another team, or they could send him down to the minor leagues.
Fans of the art of pitching are in for a treat. One of the game's big-time flamethrowers faces a top craftsman here today.
Swung on that one down and in, and that is strike 2.
From both offenses, Dan.
And 2 strikes on a right-handed batter. You know what that means. Time for the slider, down and away. And strike 3 called. Maybe a little bit generous on that one. But that's strikeout number 3 on the day for Jason and the first out of the inning. We got Felipe Velasquez at first, Adrian Sanchez second, Victor Gutierrez third, Michael Franco third base. Gutierrez short, of course. Stevenson left, Otska center, Soler right, Francisco Mejia behind the dish and on the bump, as usual, Mr. Jason Parham. Of course, the date of this recording, it's December 3rd, 2019, and just yesterday, the Phillies did in fact cut Michael Franco from their roster. They non-tendered him. Jason himself was non-tendered earlier in his career. Basically what happens is the parent club decides that they don't like you enough or they don't want to pay you enough to actually negotiate a contract with you. Or depending on how how far along in curveball.
Those 0-2 curveballs
Called a
are
ball,
really
even though I
tough
thought
for
it was
guys to
pretty
lay off.
good.
There's a reason it's such a common pitch in that count, but he did well to spit on it there.
You know, for whatever reason, a team might decide that they don't want to pay a player or they don't want to carry a player any longer. So they instead say, we don't want to pay you any, we don't want to offer you a contract, so you're effectively a free agent now. And that can be interesting in some cases, like, say, there's your base hit here from Jesse Winker. 1 out, 1 on.
That's a nice piece of hit.
Bottom 2 with the Dodgers down 1.
And then tried to drop the off speed, but he was on it.
Boy, Mark, that's the oldest trick in the book, right? You use one pitch to set up the other.
It can be interesting in some cases, like, say, the Athletics, the Oakland A's, just non-tendered Blake Trinan, one of their, he had been their star reliever the year prior, but this year he just wasn't very good, and I guess they decided that he wasn't somebody they wanted to have offer a contract to. You know, you got players who maybe aren't good enough to justify the money that they might be entitled to on a major league contract, or they just want to make room for somebody who is good enough to play at the major league level, or at least in their club.
Winker, base runner at first with 1 out.
Chops another curveball down and in.
Hey, one pitch right here. Come on now.
Now a chopper to
Bounces
second.
that one
This'll
over
be a tough
Jason's
one.
head.
He's got it.
They're going to get the force at second, but no chance at a double play, so we trade runners on first, and we have 1 more out. Cesar Castillo coming up now for the Dodgers, and this is the gentleman with the better batting average against Jason than Tim LaCastro. 19 prior plate appearances, a .421 batting average, good for an OPS of 895 and a WOBA of 388, which is very good no matter who you're facing, but again, especially against Jason.
And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike 1.
Hey, come on now.
Not exactly popping the leather today at 94.
Adjust your batting gloves and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing
That one's off the end of the bat, though, to Jorge Soler in right. Can of corn for him, and that is going to end the inning.
The side is retired. 1 hit, 1 left. We'll go now to the top of the 3rd. Phillies lead this one 1-0.
Hey, all right, here we go now.
Bringing up Luis Sardines for the Dodgers. Still 1-0, going bottom 3.
This guy needs to hit better left-handed against right-handed pitching.
Curveball, bottom part of the zone taken for strike 1. Give him a fastball, 2-seam, up and in.
A little quick on that swing.
Pulled that, but was late on, early on it, I guess. Now the calls for a changeup down and away.
Here it comes on 0-2. Now
Swung on and missed. That is going to be strikeout number 4 on the day for Jason, and the first out of the inning.
Well, it's still early, but it's also worth noting that he'd be in line for the win if this keeps up, as we take a look at the league leaders in games won this season. And as you see, he's right up there among league leaders in that department. Settling in now, Julio Urias.
The pitcher, Julio Urias.
For those of you who perhaps aren't up on your Jason Parham lore, he was on the world champion Boston Red Sox in their 2023 season. And then after being part of that World Series champion team, about 2 weeks later, they non-tendered him rather than go through arbitration with him. Luis Urias grounds a ball to short, and that is going to be the first out of the inning. So nothing special there from the pitcher. Bringing back Anthony Amaya to the plate.
Anthony Amaya.
First pitch coming, here it is.
Again off the end of the bat, again to left field, and again, Andrew Stevenson out there to pull it in to end the inning.
1-2-3 go the Dodgers. They're on the short end of a 1-0 score. Leading off the inning, Tim LeCastro, and they'll need him to get something going here.
All right, still 1-0. Phillies on top going into bottom 4.
Now
Of course, the outcome of that non-tender for Jason was pretty interesting in its own right. He signed on as a free agent with the Arizona Diamondbacks, signed a 2-year contract for about $4.5 million a year, a little bit more. I think it was just shy of $10 million in total for the 2 years.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Lifted in the air.
Fastball right down the pipe, but Eric Otsuka's under it to get it in center field, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Didn't win a World Series in either of 2024 or 2025, but he did have his 2 best seasons by WAR by a long stretch. He had a 10.3 WAR season with the Diamondbacks in 2024 and a 12.9 WAR season in 2025. He's not on pace for that same type of season this year, and that's okay.
When you start going through that lineup the second and third time,
he is, on the other hand, on pace for possibly his 6th, or rather his 3rd straight Cy Young award and his 5th total Cy Young consideration, depending on how how well the rest of the season goes and what, say, Garrett Cole does with the rest of his season. We give him a cutter down and away to Boyce Fuller. Misses. It's ball 1.
In or out, he can't allow himself to go down looking again.
Now the 1-0.
And again misses away, ball 2.
Chances in this situation as a hitter, knowing he's just missed outside 2 pitches in a row, and dive a little bit and try and drive something in the opposite field.
Change up. This one catches the outside corner for strike 1, finally.
Love the pitch call there. 2-0. You know the guy's geared up for a fastball, and you drop a changeup in the zone.
Swung on that fastball at 97. There's the leather popping that I was looking for. Change up down and in. Strike 3 called to Boyce Fuller. 2nd strikeout on the game for him. Number 5 on the day for Jason, and that ends the inning. Of course, there's a reason why Jason is a Philadelphia Philly now and not still an Arizona Diamondback, and that's largely because the D-backs refused to offer him that big long-term contract when he was still in that free agency phase. Technically, he was still under team control for those last couple of years.
And a good heater as he just watches
as far as the game MLB The Show 19 was concerned, so no one was out there. None of these teams were out here offering him big contracts because they figured they could still get him for the low price of a arbitration eligible player. Fastball low, taken, ball 2. And so Jason only signed another line out to first base this time, and that's going to end this inning. Jason otherwise would have, perhaps considered staying with the Diamondbacks long term, but unfortunately, they chose not to offer him the big contract, the big long-term contract when he was first a free agent. And so at the time he made the commitment to 2 years with him to serve out the rest of his team control years. but certainly not going to accept a contract with him any longer than that. And maybe that was a mistake from the perspective of competition, because, you know, the Phillies are not anywhere near as competitive in the National League as, say, the Diamondbacks were last couple of years. But, you know, the Phillies are on top in the NL East right now, doing no small part to what Jason's doing for him. So it's hard to say that it's not working out okay, even in this first year. He did get effectively a max contract out of the Phillies. Andrew Stevenson kind of has to scramble for that one, but that is going to be the second out of the, or the first out of the inning, I should say.
A little bit over halfway home tonight, bottom of the fifth, as we get a look at our line score.
Yeah, he got a, what was it? It was like a 10-year, $330 million contract. No, it was a...
Ready now, Lloyd Andrews, as the switch hitter will take his cuts.
It's a 10-year, $310 million contract. So he's making $31 million a year average value from the Phillies. So he will be a free agent again in 2035. And I believe that will be his age 35 season or so. And at that point, he may very well be ready to hang up the cleats. But, you know, we'll play it out. We'll see what happens. Strike two taken down the pipe from Lloyd Anders, I think is his name? Yes.
Right in the wheelhouse from a top-level arm like this.
The 1-2.
Try curveball down and in. Squirted right over to short. Quickly thrown over to first, and that's the second out of the inning.
So another exceptional effort for him on the mound. He's got the shutout working here, as we'll show you the league ERA leaders. And as you can see there, he in fact leads the NL.
Jason, of course, lost out to Joe Willett, or Joe Willett, as I've been calling him. Last time out against the Giants. Only allowed the one run on 3 hits.
Here comes the first pitch.
But unfortunately, that was one more run than the Giants allowed all game. So
he's been pitching really well so far in this one as we cruise into the middle innings. One of the big reasons why
out in front of that fastball. So give him the slider down and away.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch.
Oh, just missed the corner with that slider. 1-2 count.
Good discipline right there with 2 strikes. That's a tough sweeping slider. Not many guys lay off that pitch.
Skied in the air to straight.
It's another fly ball. It's going far, but it's going to be well playable, and that is going to end the inning.
To retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers.
So that is 5 innings in the books. Phillies are still on top 1-0. Jason doing pretty well for himself. Got 5 strikeouts on the day so far.
Digging in the switch hitter,
Luis Sardines coming back up.
Out in their half of the 6th as they look to shake things up here.
We got a fastball coming. Bottom part of the zone taken, strike 1.
They've been completely overmatched to this point. 1 hit through 5 innings. I mean, what else can you say about the pitching they faced?
I mean, the whole non-tendered thing is kind of one of baseball's weirdnesses.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And
I mean, there are cases in other sports where step off.
Now we'll step
I think I
off.
want a different pitch. Slider inside, you betcha. There are cases in other sports where teams can decline to offer contracts to players and nobody really makes a big deal out of it. But baseball is one of the few sports where players have an obligation to play for a team for like a long period of time. You know, for for baseball, it is 6 years from the day you get called up for the first time. Or 6 years of Major League service time, which amounts to pretty much the same thing.
He comes in at 262 on the year, 9 homers, 26 RBIs. And opposite field as he lines this.
That one is going to fall fair. He's going to.
As he's off the bench with extra bases, and he'll reach second now with 1 away.
Well, that is going to be a base hit here for the pinch hitter Tyler White. That is going to be man on first with, I believe, only the 1 out.
There he is at second base. A shot to the outfield, scores it.
And brings Anthony Amaya back up for his 3rd turn at the wheel.
Stepping in now, Anthony Amaya.
Chops the curveball up behind him. Strike 1.
1-1.
But, you know, one of the nice things, or one of the interesting things about the non-tendered contracts thing is that it also allows players, or it allows teams to get players which they would otherwise have some trouble signing players of their equivalent talent level. Incidentally, Tim LeCastro, your boss for this evening.
He's one of the true icons in the sport today.
Strike the batter out with a pitch outside the zone.
Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery.
Fastball, very hittable, and he doesn't disappoint, but he was way out in front of it.
0-1 count, the pitch.
Fastball again, up and in, taken, ball 1.
A lot of righty pitchers will throw that 2-seamer to right-handed hitters to try to jam the guy or even make some firewood. He got it in there, but that
well, that's not going to help, but that is going to be a fly ball. Center field, Eric Otzka's got it, and that is going to end the inning. So still no score for the Dodgers after 6. We'll see what else the Phillies can do. Jason coming up to bat here again.
Jason Parham.
Phillies are now up 4-0 here, top 7.
Now the pitch.
Fastball away, taken, ball 1. Oh, that's kind of a nasty curveball there, Mr.
I don't blame him right there. Giving
Benito
up on that inside
Huerta.
curveball, little front hipper. That's a tough pitch. You just can't figure out where the point of contact should be.
Another slider, or rather a slider, down and away. That is,
you have to get a little bit closer to the plate
that
than
would
that.
be ball
That's that
2.
big sweeping slider.
Paying attention to
If it was
this,
a little closer,
honestly.
you might get a swing.
But I'm also trying to find something like the...
Here's a
And popped up back behind first. Oof.
is over and he tucks it away for the 2nd out. Stepping in, Kyle Schwarber. He started out the evening.
Here comes Schwabe again.
Run out of time. They haven't been able to score any runs.
3rd crank of the wheel.
A perfect time for this leadoff guy to try to get on base and ignite a rally.
Here comes the first pitch.
So Jason not really
You know, you look at
much
this,
risk
he
right
doesn't
now.
care about
Comfortable
being
lead
down
by the
0-1.
Phillies.
He doesn't care about having 2 strikes with him. He's got
So unless he has a total collapse here in the late innings, I would think he's pretty well situated for the rest of the game. Give him a fastball up and away. Didn't bite on it. 98 miles an hour, though, late in the
I
game.
understand why he wanted to elevate the fastball right there. This batter's eyes have been lit up since he stepped in the
Try the
box.
curveball
Let's see if
next.
he gets efficient on something
Chops
breaking
it
in the
foul.
third
It was a kind of hung it a bit, but he was out in front, so get to do it again. 1-2. Fastball down and away. 2nd strikeout on the day for Schwabe. Strikeout number 6. And that is going to be the first out of the inning.
And with that in mind, we check out the league leaders in shutouts. And as you see, he's up near the top, currently tied for second in that
I think
category
Lucas
in the National
Giolito even
League.
got.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Boyce Fuller. He got called out.
Lucas
on the strike
Giolito
last
even
time.
got non-tendered today,
Don't get
or yesterday, I should say.
for too many strikeouts, but no one likes to go down looking.
No,
Expect him to
he
be
did
a
not.
little bit more aggressive at the dish this AB.
First offering on its way. And he lays off there, 1-0.
That pitch right there, he's trying to keep him from getting his arms extended. If it's out over the plate more, he can obviously do a lot of damage with it.
Well, Big Boy's at the plate now.
1-1 to the Dodgers' first
Big
baseman.
Boys hasn't knocked a homer off of Jason at any point. Career, let's see, 129 is including this plate appearance, which isn't over yet. 30 career plate appearances against Jason. He's got a 133 batting average, 167 slugging. Good for Nwoba of 129, which is not good. Not good at all. Tried to slide her down and away to Boyce Fuller.
Again,
He gets
sends it out
contact
of play.
on it. Stays alive, 1-2. But pops that one up above home plate. Avoids the hat. But that is still 3
Stay with it to put it away as
plate
they get their
appearances
man
with
here for the
no
second out.
no basis for him to show for it.
Standing in, Jesse Winker, a hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame.
Jesse Winker
Delivery to him on the way. And he turns on one.
cranks that one to right
Deep
field.
right.
It's going to the wall.
That'll be off the
And,
right field wall. And he is into second with a 2-out double.
Jesse Winker, the sole spot of light here for these Dodgers, cranks it double to right field on that one, and that puts him on second with 2 outs here.
Now at the plate, Lloyd Anders. He got on top
Do
of
not
one and was
finish the
grounded
inning
out.
without allowing a run and finish with a strikeout.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Changeup inside corner taken.
And it's in for a called
Strike one.
Winker stands at second with 2 gone. Right there,
Curveball
it's
inside
quickly
corner
0-2
taken.
now.
Strike 2.
That's back-to-back pitches taken for strikes. Puts himself.
Let's go ahead and use a curveball. Right on the corner. Swung on and missed.
Struck him out. His
Thanks for
seventh of the
playing. Have
ballgame,
a seat and
that
get
ends the
comfortable.
inning.
That ends the inning.
Danger averted following the 2-out double. Back with more on this fine Saturday night following this.
Cesar Castillo coming back up here for the Dukers. We're now up 5-0.
It doesn't look very promising so far.
So we're out of even like save territory at this point.
It's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
Jorge Soler making a noble effort out there.
Oh, and you talk about a pitcher getting
But
the benefit of the doubt.
curveball there takes taken. Strike 2 apparently.
To see right there that the manager's sticking up for his hitter.
Try a slider down and away. No swing on that one. It was a little bit outside. 43,639 people here in Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers thank you for your support. And they really need it too, because they are not doing all that hot in the division this year.
Popped up. Parham is there.
Jason under it.
And he hauls it in.
And that is going to be the first out of the inning. Showing off the glove a little bit. Just a little bit.
So you've got to figure he's got a good chance here to finish this one off. And with that in mind, we take a look at the
All right.
leaders in
Luis Urdina's coming up again.
You can see there he finds himself in a flat-footed tie for the National League lead in that category. And this is
Fastball
just
outside
outside
taken,
corner
ball 1.
1-0.
Call is for a curveball from Francisco Mejia. Hung it, but that is going to just float out there for Jorge Soler, and that is going to be the second out. Bringing up another pinch hitter, I imagine.
Adolfo Cedeno.
Going to bring up Adolfo Cedeno.
See what he can do with 2 out and the bases empty.
I'm guessing this is somebody that Jason has never seen before, just based off of the name. could be wrong, but I don't remember it. And in fact, my spreadsheet doesn't remember it either. Fastball taken up in the zone for strike one. Kind of looking like the Maddox is not on the plate here. We're not out of the 8th inning, and we're already at 90 pitches.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Hit hard on the ground.
That one is going to squirt through. So pinch hitter's getting the better of Jason today a little bit. One plate appearance each for Tyler White and Adolfo Cedeno, and he has allowed base hits to both of them. And that brings up Anthony Amaya with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th.
Anthony Amaya, he's gone hitless in this one, Dan, and he's not alone.
Fastball down the pipe at 96, taken strike one.
Ready with the 0-1.
Grounder through the gap. That's going to be a nice base hit here for Anthony Amaya here. So they got a little bit of action here late in the game, so they may yet score off of Jason. Do our best to prevent that, of course. Tim LaCastro holds up on that one in time, and that is ball one. Pops a changeup out to left field in foul territory, but Andrew Stevenson leans out to get it, and that is going to end the inning. So Jason going to the 9th, still scoreless. Get to see if he can maybe get a base hit on the day too, but I would certainly settle for a complete game shutout. Let's get it.
Now to the plate, the pitcher, Jason Parham. 4th plate appearance for him tonight, and why not? He's been in control all game long. First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
Oh, nice. Nice changeup. I'm jumping at that one.
The story was clearly the long ball. What are your thoughts on this offense, fellas?
Well, Matty V, I don't know what your thoughts are, D-Roll, but boy, when the weather
another one.
the ball starts jumping out like this.
Yikes. Cutter, slider, changeup.
Yeah, just great approach. No one really chased today. Really stayed staunch on their ability to get that pitcher.
Cutter away, taken, ball one.
They did damage with it.
I think if he executes that pitch on the corner instead of off of it, he probably gets some pretty weak contact, if anything.
And another changeup inside gets Jason swinging it, missing. Who cares, though? It is 3 outs to go for Jason here, facing Kyle Schwarber, Boyce Fuller, Jesse Winker. Let's go. First up to bat, Kyle Schwarber. Very much a hit and miss guy. 3 home runs against Jason in 36 career plate appearances at this point. So, otherwise a Mendoza line hitting average.
But it's not like they're getting great pitches to hit either. This starter has kept the ball on the corners of the zone.
Pulls that fastball up and in for strike one. Give him a cutter up and in. Fouls that one off. Late on it. That changeup down and away. Swung on and missed. Give that man a hat. Strikeout number 3 on the day for Kyle Schwarber, and that is strikeout number 8 on the day for Jason.
This has been one of his favorite victims tonight. That's the 3rd time he sent him packing. So he's got
Schwabi, I think you want the trainer to look at that one. I don't think bats are supposed to go through your forearm.
The first baseman, number 6.
Into the box now.
After that, he's turned himself into some kind of baseball cyborg. Boyce Fuller, of all people, gets himself a base hit right up the middle. Avoids the hat. That puts him on first base with 1 away.
Hard to keep that up over several innings, though.
So Boyce Fuller desperately trying to prove his worth after being placed on waivers by the Dodgers. Gets himself a base hit here in the 9th inning on the 100th pitch of the game.
Standing in now,
Jesse Winker fouls that fastball off. He was late on it.
For 3 and looking for more here.
Let's roll it, huh? Hey, get your pitching drive.
Comes set and the 0-1. Lifted the other way
Fastball,
down the
again,
left field
fouled
line.
off, late on it.
This will wind up a foul ball. On its way, the 0-2 pitch.
Curveball
And he punches
taken,
out
strike
another one,
3.
making it 9
Have a seat and
for the
get
ball
comfortable.
game.
That is strikeout number 9 on the day for Jason. That's one out to go here. Jesse Winker just sits and watches that one drop right on in there. And so your last batter for the evening is Lloyd Anders, hitting 198 on the season. Of course, no numbers against Jason, but he's 0 for 4 on the night.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Curveball drops out low, ball 1.
Here we go.
Another one low, ball 2.
He's gone back-to-back with off-speed stuff to start this AB, and neither has found the zone. He's
Swung on and missed. He was way out in front of that one.
Get them for strikes.
Well, maybe not as much as I thought.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Taken
Another one,
strike
fastball up in the
two,
zone,
and now they're down
taken.
to their final
Strike
strike
2.
tonight.
What do we want?
Love the fact that
Strikeout
pitcher
thrown
challenged him in
low.
that spot right there. Didn't love the
Give him a
location.
change up, down and away. Right on the corner. Let's go.
Backs the zone again.
Chops it over to third base. And that's your ball game.
And the ball game is over.
Yeah, and we knew he was in a groove from the first
You can
inning,
call it
and
luck,
he
skill,
just
or whatever
kept
you want to
this
call
thing
it, but
rolling
Jason
and
walks out of
rolling.
here the winner in this one. He pitches 9 innings, allows 6 hits but no runs, collects 9 strikeouts, and gets himself the win on the day. He goes to 13-3 on the year and 113-48 in his career. His ERA has gone to 1.55, his FIP is at 2.76, and his xFIP is at 3.59. So that's going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm Tyrant Saber, and I will see you
Or find us on Twitter at MLB
at
The Show.
the ballpark.
Tell 'em be who you are, 'cause who you want me